Let's understand what positive and negative sentences are. A positive sentence is simply a group of words which makes complete sense and tells that something is so, whereas a negative sentence tells us that something is not so. In this case, for example, David is happy. It tells us about the current situation of David. Compared to the example, David is not happy under the negative sentence section. This sentence tells us about what is not the current situation. Also, both the negative and positive sentences use contractions. Now, what are contractions? Contractions are two words that have been condensed into one. It is mostly used in informal writing. So, I have prepared a contraction chart to help you with your vocabulary. Please go through it. It is very important for you to understand that you have to avoid double negatives. Double negatives are considered to be poor grammar. It is formed when two negatives are used in a sentence. This shouldn't be used as it ultimately makes the sentence positive and makes its meaning unclear. Examples are stated in the slide. I can't find my keys nowhere. Here, both can't and nowhere are negative. Hence, the meaning becomes I found my keys somewhere. This creates confusion and is a sign of bad grammar. So, avoid double negatives at all costs. Now comes the type of sentences we are to focus on: declarative, interrogative, and sentences with question tags. Declarative sentences are, as you all know, assertive sentences ending in full stop, whereas interrogative sentences end in a question mark. Coming to question tags, these are short questions at the end of an assertive sentence. If the sentence is positive, the question tag turns negative. For example, you play the guitar, don't you? Here, the sentence, you play the guitar, is positive, whereas the question tag, don't you, is negative. Similarly, when the sentence is negative, the question tag turns positive. For example, you don't play the guitar, do you? Here, the sentence, you don't play the guitar, is negative, whereas the question tag, do you, is positive. Let's now study the types of sentences one by one from their positive and negative aspects. A positive declarative sentence is usually written in the subject verb object word formation, whereas for a negative declarative sentence, the order remains the same with an addition of not before the main verb. Hence, for a negative declarative sentence, the word formation becomes subject, then helping verb, then not, and then the main verb, followed by the object. There is also a very important rule that you must never forget while writing or speaking any sentence. That is, the main verb never changes. The main verb never changes form when it is placed after do, did, or does. Coming to positive interrogative sentences, its word order is verb subject, unlike the declarative sentence, which is subject verb. In an interrogative sentence, the verb always comes first. For example, is Rachel American? Here, is forms the helping verb and Rachel is the subject. Whereas, in a negative interrogative sentence, the word order is verb plus not plus subject. For example, isn't Rachel American? Now, a bonus slide for you on imperative sentences from both the positive and negative sides. You all know that an imperative sentence is used for giving commands or conveying requests. Therefore, an example of a positive imperative sentence is a sentence like, bring your notebooks, whereas an example for a negative imperative sentence would be, don't bring your notebooks. Basically, a negative imperative sentence always uses the words don't or never before a verb. As discussed earlier, a question tag is a mini question after a declarative or imperative sentence. A positive statement has a negative question tag. For example, you can understand this, can't you? Where you can understand this is a positive statement and can't you is a negative question tag. Similarly, a negative statement is followed by a positive question tag. For example, you can't understand this, can you? Here, you can't understand this is the negative statement and can you is the positive question tag. Also, a statement containing the question tag deals with the same subject. In the example, you can understand this, can't you? Both the sentence and question tag refer to the subject you. To get the concept of question tags even clearer, look at the table given to you here. Look at each sentence and observe the way question tags are constructed. And for a better understanding of the positive, negative, declarative, and interrogative sentences, let's look at the 12 tenses formula chart.